All right, today we take a look at the 2024 LG Gram Pro 17. I believe most reviews out so far are focused mainly on the 16-inch version of the Gram, but in this video I'm showing off the largest, most expensive 17-inch version of the LG Gram. And this is the Pro model, so it has the highest end, most maxed out specs of the entire LG Gram lineup. And yes, you heard that right. This is the 2024. I'm currently recording this in March of 2025, so the 2025 models should be out probably by the time you're watching this video. Part of this video was recorded when I first got it, and some of it was recorded much later on. Originally, this is going to be an unboxing first look, but time moves quick, and here we are in 2025. So I've owned this LG Gram Pro 17 for over a year, so this has gone from a first look to more like a long-term review. You know, as I'm recording this part of the video, the 2025 LG Gram Pro 17 is up for pre-order. It looks like the specs are mostly identical. So this laptop I have here has the Intel Core Ultra 7 155H, and the one up for pre-order, the 2025, has the Intel Core Ultra 255H. So a slight bump in the processor, but they both have 32 gigabytes of RAM. They both have 2 terabytes of storage. Both have a 17-inch QHD screen with 144 hertz variable refresh rate. But the 2024 model I have, there's both the Intel Arc GPU and NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3050 GPU. Whereas the current one up for pre-order, the 2025 model, only has the Intel Arc. Now the 3050 by no means is a powerhouse, and at this point, maybe the Intel Arc is better than that. Or maybe they will release the LG Gram Pro 17 at a later date that has an RTX 4050. The 50 series GPUs are out now, but when this Gram released in 2024, the 40 series GPUs were widely available, and it still came with the 3050. I think it's common for these to use a lower powered GPU. But again, this laptop's not meant to be a gaming powerhouse. You know, the main selling point is how light it is. And to be clear, you know, even though we've moved past unboxing to a long-term review, it's not going to be an in-depth review full of benchmarks and graphs and whatnot. This will be more of an unboxing first look. It's just something I bought and I wanted to make a video on it, right? I had a previous LG Gram back in 2021, and I've had a lot of laptops since then, and I just feel like for most people, the LG Gram is the perfect Windows laptop. This video is not sponsored or affiliated with LG in any way. I bought this with my own money. I actually pre-ordered it, so I most likely overpaid. But regardless, at the time of this recording, I've had this LG for over 1 year, and I feel confident in my previous statement that this is the best Windows laptop for most people. And to be clear, I just bought the maxed out version because I'm dumb.
Idiot.
But I think any LG Gram with decent specs is going to be a great laptop for you. And that's not just because it's crazy light. It is in fact crazy light, but it's also a great laptop. All right, enough yapping from me. Let's check it out.
Let's do this!
I just want to point out, this is how these came. I ordered the LG Gram Pro 17 off of LG's website, and it came with the promo. If I pre-ordered, it came with the Plus View portable monitor, whatever the name is, for free. It came super quick. I ordered it on a Friday, I think, or maybe a Saturday or Sunday, and it got here on Wednesday. So, and technically I don't think it's even released yet, but so that's good. But it's just comically large boxes for, you know, one of the lightest laptops you can order, and this box is just bonkers huge. Like, here's my mouse next to it, right? It's just a gigantic box for a laptop. And I know you're thinking, well, maybe they wanted to pad it and take care of it. Well, this is the actual Gram laptop, and it came with this bubble tape, and this box was actually smashed up a little bit. So I mean, I guess it's good it's such a giant box because it was beat up a little bit. But also this box here, same deal, just a bubble wrap. And inside there is the LG Gram Plus View. Also, like I said, I ordered it from LG. There's a little bit of a scratch on that box here. It was sent via FedEx, and which is great because they really take care of my packages. And that's not the first time FedEx has just randomly tossed my stuff. So it's pretty cool.
That's okay!
All right, so here it is, the LG Gram Pro 17 2024 edition, and then the LG Gram Plus View. I ordered it from LG, and it's a pre-order. I ordered the highest spec version, and then this came for free. So can't beat that. All right, let's unbox the LG Gram Pro 17 2024 edition. Let's see what's in the box. What's in the box? This is a light laptop, so a light box. Just a little security tape here and there. And then of course it lists your specs. All right, so let's cut her open. I'm assuming this box is recyclable material. I had an LG Gram before, which I loved. I feel like it was an all black box. Not if that makes any difference. I'm all for recycling if we can. A little fun fact, that G stands for... no, really, just kidding. That G stands for... Yeah, I mean, obviously the G should be for gram.
I'm a gangster.
So in the side piece here, we have cord, a super tiny block. That's pretty, look at that's crazy. And then the rest of the cord, right? So it is a much thicker C2C cable, so that's nice. That's basically the whole power brick. It's a 90-watt fast charger, so not bad for how small it is. I think the last one was like 65 watts, something like that. And then on this side we have, of course, I'm sure this will vary by region. I'm in the US, of course, so we have, oh, it's a full-on 3-prong plug. I think the last time I got a gram was a 2-pronger, but I assume it's a little bit more powerful since this one does have a GPU. But I mean, it's pretty nice how small this is. Like, for example, obviously still several years old, but here's my Dell charger for the XPS 9710, which is a beefier device, but you can tell it's dirty. But you can see how much size difference it is. This is 130 watts and this is 90 watts, but not bad for what it is, right? All right, so obviously we have the little label here. We pull it right up. And then again, more recyclable looking stuff. I'm sure there's a bunch of paperwork that nobody will use. And then in here, yeah, all cardboard. So that's nice.
Well, that's nice.
Doing their part. All right, so in here we have what of course will be the gram itself. So again, very nice little paper pouch here. I feel like it's less fingerprinty than my last one was. My last one I think was very fingerprinty. If you've never had a gram, it really is a remarkable experience. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I'm super strong. I could do that with the heaviest laptop in the world, but
He's strong.
it's just ridiculous how light it is. And you know, thin, I don't really care too much about thin, but light is relevant for what I'll be using it for, right? And then of course we have, you can see, I guess like ventilation speakers. There's maybe this is a speaker, and then this is just ventilation, I guess, I don't know. On this side, two, what I would assume would be Thunderbolt ports. Here's an HDMI port, nothing on the rear, and then two USB-A ports on this side, and then a microphone jack, and that appears to be it. All right, let's lift them up. Of course, it comes with a nice little protector there to keep the keys from smashing onto the screen, which is nice. Oh, this is a little bit different than my previous one, right? Obviously, it's gonna say Intel Evo, which is the newest CPUs from Intel, and it has a little GeForce RTX on there. Very good looking laptop. Up top here, of course, we have a camera. Doesn't look like there's a control to turn it off. I think that's software enabled in the last one I had. Keyboards feel a little worse than the previous one I had, but it's been a long time. But I remember liking that keyboard, okay, but we'll see. Here's another wonky thing. Every time you get a number pad, I do like a number pad, but then your hands are a little off center, right? And if I'm being honest, it does feel a little flimsy right through here, right? Like if I wanted to snap it, I could. LG branding here. It seems like a matte screen. I think the last one was not matte and it would always show my reflection when I was making the video, which was annoying. And like the real world, that almost never bothers me, but it did. If it's your home setup, you should be fine. But I would travel like in a hotel and sometimes the light would be reflecting oddly on the non-matte screen. It'd be a better looking picture sometimes, but so matte is good because it's, you know, I have a bright light here and it's not really reflecting anything other than that kind of sheen glow there, right? That's the power button, not a touch screen, of course.
To set up your device using a screen reader.
I mean, yeah, it's just a robot voice so far, but pretty good audio thus far. Okay experience typing. Since my original gram, I have moved into using mechanical keyboards, and then I have the excellent Alienware keyboards. So I do wonder if this keyboard's gotten worse or if my keyboard taste has just changed. I do like the trackpad. That seems pretty good so far. Get a little glimpse at the keyboard there. Of course, we have this little escape and function lock. That one is like an LG specific software thing. Brightness, I think turn off the touchpad maybe. I think that's the change display. I don't know what the rest of these are. You turn off the camera, turn off the microphone, volume, play. There's a play pause button, or yeah, that's pretty nice. Dedicated calculator button, also pretty nice. It doesn't seem to be an indicator if the number lock is, this I assume is an indicator that the power is on, but there's no light for the number lock. Like I didn't know if it was on or off at this point. So this indicates that it's charging, I think, but there's no light on the number lock, which I find odd. Oh, you can add your face. How about that? I didn't even realize I had Windows Hello. See, I am an LG fan. I have an old LG charger from an LG phone. I used to love LG phones. I was kind of disappointed they quit making them. Anyhow, here is the gram. I just unboxed it, logged in, did my software updates. Let's take a look. You know, I don't like this small scale. Let's change our display settings right quick. I have a brightness all the way up just for the video purposes, of course. It is set to 2560, 1600, which is the recommended. I will bump it up to 175%. And I need that dark mode.
Actual fact, you need to be black.
There we go. So much better. All right, I haven't decided if I love that background yet or not. So Oh, I did. Let me check my display settings now that this looks better. And advanced display options, a refresh rate is set to 144 hertz right out the box. On the toolbar, automatically you get this terrible Copilot thing, and then LG Glance by Metrics, LG Security Guard. Actually, let me check my system. So it comes with Windows 11 Home. I don't recall it giving me an option to choose Pro or not, but Home is what's on here. CPU is the Intel Core Ultra 7 155H. And of course, we have 32 gigabytes of RAM. And it says slots used 8 of 8. I don't understand what that means. That should be, sure there's not 8 different RAM sticks in there. But that is the max available. So I am not going to open it up. Someone else will, probably. Mobile Tech Reviews. Someone's going to get this laptop opened up. Mine's already maxed out. This is a laptop I'm using for myself. So I'm not gonna just crack it open for no reason, because there's nothing to upgrade. It's fully maxed out, I think, at this point. This one is 1 terabyte, 954 gigabytes. This two, also 1 terabyte, so 2 terabytes. Wi-Fi is the Wi-Fi 6E AX 2011. GPU, the internal ARC GPU, and then also says NPU. That's interesting. Intel AI Boost. I haven't seen that before. GPU 1 is the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3050 4 gigabyte. I'll talk more about this probably later in more detail, but I did consider the Samsung Galaxy Book 4 Ultra in comparison to this. And the Ultra came with the 4050 or 4070, whereas this only comes with 3050, which is a little weird. Now there's pros and cons. Yeah, let's look at what apps are installed. So we have Microsoft Access Accessibility folder, built-in Microsoft accessibility features, calculator, calendar, camera, Clipchamp, clock, Cortana. I clicked on Clipchamp by accident. Dolby Access, Excel, Family, Microsoft app, Feedback Hub, File System Explorer, GeForce Experience, because it does have a NVIDIA GPU, Get Help, Get Started, Intel Connectivity Performance Suite. I've seen all this on one before. Intel Graphics Command Center, Intel Unison, LapLink PC Mover Professional. I don't know what that is. LG Glance by Metrics, LG Gram Link, LG PC Manuals, LG Quick Guide, LG Security Guard, LG Smart Assistant, LG Update, Microsoft Mail, Microsoft Maps, McAfee Media Player, Microsoft Edge, Microsoft News, Microsoft Store, Microsoft To Do, Movies and TV app, Nearby Share from Google, Notepad, NVIDIA Control Panel, Office, Office Language Preferences, OneDrive, OneNote, Outlook, Outlook New, this is funny, Paint, Photos, PowerPoint, Publisher, Quick Assist, Realtek Audio Console, Settings, Snipping Tool, which I love, Solitaire, Sticky Notes, Terminal, Tips, Voice Recorder, Weather, Windows Backup System, Windows Security System, Windows Backup, Windows Security, sorry. Windows Subsystem for Android settings. I haven't seen that before either. Word, Xbox Game Bar, and then your phone app. That's what's installed fresh out the box. I haven't installed anything yet, but of course, as long as you can remove these things, I really don't care. So that one, like Clipchamp, you can uninstall, and it's gone, right? So hopefully you can remove things I don't want here. I'm interested to see what the LG update does. All right, and it does show there's an update available, required update. So the Windows update didn't show any more updates. This must be some kind of LG software update. So similar to, I guess Razer Synapse has updates, Alienware Command Center, Dell has their own updates as well. So LG RAM Link, I think that's just to tie your phone to it, which I'm not going to use probably, but I'll just update it so it goes away, and I'll install it later if need be. All right, I guess that's all my LG Gram updates. All right, so that's it. I just unboxed it. All the apps initially installed, all the updates applied. Let me check it out for a little bit, and I'll have some more thoughts. All right, so here is the LG Gram, and this is my Dell XPS 9710. This has been an excellent laptop I've had for a couple years now, and I just want to show you the difference in size. They're both 17-inch laptops. This one is taller by about a finger height, and there is a reason for that. They're both 17 inches and both 16 by 10, both 17-inch 16 by 10 laptops. This one is 4K and this one's QHD. This one's only 60 hertz and this one is 144 hertz. So that's one of the reasons I'm moving on to this one. This one's a couple years old now, although this one's probably still more powerful. The Dell, it has a RTX 3060 and an i7, but the higher power, longer digit i7 than this one is the lower power i7, and this one has a 3050. But personally, I like the taller screen. They're both 16 by 10, but Dell made a big thing about having no bezels, but that means the screen is all the way down here, whereas you have a little bit of a lip. What's up, fat lip? Right here, which I like. Because obviously if you're using it like a laptop, you want the screen a little bit higher, so every little bit helps. And even if you wanted to, this is a touch screen, you got to touch down here. like you're basically touching the deck basically to get to the screen, whereas here you have a little bit of, not touch screen either way, but I will say again, performance is going to be way better on the Dell XPS 9710, but they're not making the 17-inch Dells anymore. They're only making the 16-inch, and they've changed their keyboard, or at least the one Mashat T was very different looking. I never loved this keyboard. It's okay-ish. I remember thinking the Graham was slightly better, but also I'm not super loving this keyboard, the one I've had with it. I did go and check out my father-in-law's. So I originally had the Graham 17 before, and I gave it to my father-in-law. I thought maybe they changed the keyboard, but I don't think they have. It's just me going to using more mechanical keyboards now. I don't like these keyboards as much anymore. But anyhow, again, the main difference, this crazy light, whereas this one, it's still, I'm really strong, so I can toss it around. But if you're carrying it like this, it's noticeable. You're gonna feel it, in your arm lifting this thing up. I mean, it's not impossible, right? You're not gonna tear a muscle or anything silly like that, right? Obviously, it's just noticeable, right? A much noticeable. It's like you can tell when a phone's heavier than another phone, right? And for what my use case, the Dell XPS 9710 was an excellent device. When I used it as my daily driver, it was excellent. But now I built my own desktop. I don't need to use a laptop as my daily driver anymore. More when I use a laptop is just something light I want to carry around the house, and the Graham fits that perfectly. If I need a more powerful laptop, I have a Alienware gaming laptop that is super powerful, and it will blow the power of this one out of the water, but it's also super heavy. Just wanted to show you what the difference, right? 17 inches is crazy thin and light, and the Dell is also pretty thin, but there's a massive weight difference. It's really not that huge difference in size. Again, the Graham's taller. They're about exactly the same width, just about, I think. But the Graham is, taller, so it juts out more. But I mean, even just like this, it's super noticeable, the weight of this guy. Now, I do like this has a full-size SD card slot, whereas this doesn't. It just has USB-A ports. It does have an HDMI slot, which is nice. But I think the old Graham did have a micro SD card slot. Anyhow, that's the Dell. We take a look at the monstrous Alienware. Like, this is a beefcake, right? I mean, look at this monster.
That's a big boy.
It's just preposterous. The size difference between these two guys, right? So again, I am very, very strong. No problem for me. Toss this guy around. I can toss this guy around. It's gonna break my desk if I drop it on there, right? It's a beast.
Woo, that's heavy.
This is still an i7, but it's a 4080, so it's a pretty beefcake device. But again, this is more of a stationary device, right? It's a laptop in the point that you can take it somewhere, but it's not really a laptop that you're gonna just use like every day. Maybe, I mean, obviously if you can only afford something, right? If you could only afford one laptop, then this probably wouldn't be the one for me. But it might be more something along of the Dell. But again, they're not making the 17-inch Dell this year. The Alienware has this extraordinary keyboard that I love so much. It's a mechanical keyboard and a laptop, and it's magnificent. That's an 18-inch screen. So for example, next week, I'm taking 2 trips in one. I'm going on part vacation and part work trip. So I have a work trip in the middle of a vacation. So for a couple days, I'm gonna be on vacation, and a couple days I'm gonna be on work trip, and then I'll be back at the vacation spot. At the vacation spot, I'll probably be doing some gaming. That's where this big beefy beefcake will come in handy, right? I'll be sitting around the cabin, drinking some bourbon, eating some donuts, probably not at the same time, maybe at the same time, and playing some games. And that's where this guy's great, because this is basically gonna just sit in the cabin. It's gonna leave my house in my backpack in a car, my Tesla, driving it to our destination. It'll get set up at the cabin, and that's probably where it's gonna remain. It'll be plugged in the whole time, and it'll be beefcake, right? Now, that's awesome when you need that kind of power, but I'm gonna go on the aeroplane, and that means I got a backpack, I got luggage, I'm walking to an airport, I'm flying, getting out of the airport, getting your luggage, get in a car, go to a hotel, all that stuff. I still need a computer. I have to take a work computer, which is a small 14-inch device. This is where the Graham is gonna shine. Normally I would take the Dell, but that still adds a decent amount of weight, because you already gotta carry, again, I'm very strong.
He's strong.
But if you're weak, like my friend Tony, how much stuff do you want in your backpack, right? You're already carrying a work laptop, it's probably around 3 pounds or more. Some people, you can do personal stuff on your work laptop. In my line of profession for my day job, it's not only frowned upon, but actively discouraged, and it's whatever. Don't worry about what I do.
I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman.
I'm not using my work laptop for personal business, so I need a laptop to bring with me. And I'm probably carrying Nintendo Switch for the plane. So in my backpack, along with chargers and other dumb stuff, we have a work laptop, personal laptop, and Nintendo Switch. That's where something like the Graham shines, right? Because it's super light, and then I get in a hotel and I need to use it, or on the plane even, right? Imagine getting out of your plane seat, reaching up, pulling a laptop out of your backpack from the overhead bin. You want to carry this 8-pound monster out? You want to carry this 5 or 6 pound beast out? Or do you want to carry just slightly out, 3 pounds out, right? And then of course in the hotel, right, I'm not gonna be doing too much hardcore gaming in the hotel. I'm just gonna be using this. It does have the graphics card, so I could do some light gaming on here if I need be. And of course it has a high refresh rate screen, which the Dell does not. So it's pretty good. I was considering getting the 14-inch Alienware just because I could potentially have the better keyboard, but if I had to choose between, I want a bigger screen. It's what I want for the most part when I'm in a hotel room. I prefer to have the biggest screen possible. You know, as I showed with this thing, it comes with, well, at least for me, I got the Graham portable monitor. So let's say I need to do actual work in the hotel, I can use the portable monitor for work, and I can also use the portable monitor for a personal laptop. And again, that's more weight in your backpack. So if you're a big time business traveler or just personal travel, you want to have a lighter backpack, and this is where the Graham is really going to shine. So really, I can't stress enough how great this would be to travel with. And I'm going to travel, and I'll confirm it. I'm pretty sure I traveled with my last one, so we'll get that example. But again, even like in my current use case, right, this is in the basement of my house, but I work from home for the most part when I'm not traveling. I don't really travel that much anymore, but I work from home. I spend all day on my basement desktop computer, and sometimes I just want to get out of this room. So I'm going to go upstairs after the end of the day, and I'm going to actually use my laptop as a laptop. I don't want to carry this big beefy bastard up into my recliner. The Dell's okay, but really this is where this guy comes in perfectly, right? This is super great just to sit in your recliner with, drinking some bourbon, watching a little TV, just have music in the background while I poke around on here. Top notch. So big thumbs up there. All right, so there we have it. My first year-ish with the LG Grand Pro 17. For me, this has been a great purchase. I don't use it every day, but when I need to use it, I love it. So far, this laptop has gone with me from Kentucky to Tennessee to Florida and to Chicago. And at this size and this weight, I don't understand why anyone would choose to get a 14-inch or a 15-inch or a 16-inch laptop over this. I mean, assuming you're not looking for a gaming laptop or a MacBook or a laptop to be your desktop replacement, then the LG Gram 17 should meet just about all of your needs. And even if you do need more GPU power than this laptop can offer, check out my video on an eGPU. If you pair the Gram with an eGPU, you can have the best of both worlds. So you'd have the light travel laptop, and then you come home, plug it in the eGPU, and have a full power desktop graphics card. Many years ago, I bought this 14-inch Lenovo Yoga C940, and I still have it, of course. Here it is. And it still works. It is kind of slow at this point, but I bought that when I traveled for work. I wanted a thin and light laptop with a great screen. And the screen, even though it's 14 inches, it was a UHD screen. It was a great looking screen. I really liked that laptop. But it's roughly the same weight as this one. And I bought this when I traveled for work. I wanted a thin and light laptop with a great screen, and because of that, I got an overpriced, underpowered device. At this point, the Gram series has been out for several years, and I don't see why anyone in the market for a thin and light Ultrabook or whatever they call it now. If that's what you're looking for, you need to check out the LG Gram. Super light, large, 17-inch, gorgeous screen, and just overall, it's just a great device. Not my favorite keyboard, not the most powerful laptop I own, but it is the laptop I recommend to everyone and the laptop I use the most. All right, that's it. Thanks for checking me out. Subscribe to 5 After 12. Subscribe to Stuff Mike Bot, and don't ever subscribe to MASH IT. All right, thanks.